Sometimes life gets so busy that even watering a plant feels like a full-time job, and honestly, I get it. The cool thing is there are plants out there that actually prefer you mind your own business and leave them alone. These are the tough little survivors that don't panic if you skip a watering or forget to rotate them for weeks. Some even grow better when you stop fussing over them. Today we're talking about the plants that won't guilt-trip you for a chaotic schedule. No misting routines, no complicated care charts, no non-stop babysitting. Just real, low-maintenance greenery that stays happy with bare minimum effort. So if you want a home that feels alive without adding one more thing to your to-do list, these plants are about to be your new best friends. Rubber plant is one of those houseplants that seems built for people who forget they even own plants because it can handle long gaps between waterings thanks to its thick leaves that store moisture like a champ. It grows steady in bright indirect light, but even in slightly dimmer corners it still pushes out new leaves without throwing a fit, which makes it perfect for busy homes. Studies show it can remove certain indoor pollutants, which adds a little bonus considering you barely have to do anything to keep it alive. Give it well-draining soil and water only when the top layer is dry, and this plant will reward you with big glossy leaves that look like you actually tried when in reality you hardly touched it. Philodendron Pink Princess is surprisingly tough for a plant that looks so fancy with those pink splashes on its leaves, and it handles forgetful care better than most people expect. It grows well in medium light and keeps pushing new leaves even if you miss a few watering days because its roots hold moisture long enough to keep it going. Give it loose, well-draining soil and let it dry a bit between waterings, and it will stay happy without constant attention. The pink color gets brighter when it gets the right light, but even in average conditions it still looks impressive, which makes it one of the easiest statement plants for people who want beauty without babysitting. Air plant is basically the definition of low effort because it does not even need soil and pulls most of what it needs straight from the air, which makes it perfect for anyone who forgets traditional plant care. It can handle bright light or a simple spot near a window and only needs a quick soak every week or two, which is far more forgiving than most houseplants that need strict watering routines. Studies show these plants absorb dust and small airborne particles, which helps freshen indoor spaces without any extra work from you. Set it on a shelf, hang it in a holder, or tuck it into decor, and it will keep growing with almost no attention, making it one of the easiest plants for people who want greenery without responsibility. Strelitzia nicolai variegata looks like a high-maintenance showpiece with its bold white variegation, but it is surprisingly chill when it comes to everyday care, which makes it great for people who forget to fuss over their plants. It can handle bright light and even a few hours of direct sun, and its thick stems store enough moisture to survive missed waterings without dropping leaves. Give it a chunky, well-draining soil mix and water only when the top layer is dry, and it will keep standing tall without demanding constant attention. Even with minimal care, this plant can reach impressive indoor heights, and its rare variegation stays sharp with steady light, which makes it one of the easiest statement plants for anyone who wants a dramatic look without putting in dramatic effort. Snake plant is one of the toughest houseplants you can own because it can handle weeks without water thanks to its thick upright leaves that store moisture like a built-in reservoir. It grows in almost any light from bright sun to low corners and still keeps its shape, which makes it perfect for people who forget to check on their plants. Research from NASA even showed snake plant can help filter certain indoor toxins, which adds a nice bonus considering you barely have to do anything for it. Give it well-draining soil, water lightly only when fully dry, and this plant will stay strong, steady, and stylish with almost no effort at all. Tree Philodendron is one of those plants that looks big and dramatic but acts super low maintenance, which makes it ideal for people who forget to water on time. Its thick stems and large lobed leaves hold moisture well, so it can bounce back even if the soil dries out longer than expected. It grows steadily in medium to bright light and does not panic if the light shifts during the day, which is great for busy homes. Give it loose, well-draining soil and occasional deep watering, and it will keep growing into a lush statement plant without asking for much, and its ability to handle neglect makes it one of the most forgiving large indoor plants you can own. Peace lily is known for being calm and forgiving, and that is exactly why it works so well for people who forget regular plant care, because it can bounce back quickly even after the soil gets dry. It handles medium light just fine and still pushes out fresh green leaves and those clean white blooms without needing constant attention or perfect conditions. Its roots hold enough moisture to survive missed waterings, and it even droops a little as a friendly reminder before perking right back up once watered. Give it simple, well-draining soil and occasional deep watering, and this plant will stay healthy while quietly improving indoor air quality, making it one of the best low-effort plants for anyone who wants beauty without high maintenance. Variegated mini Monstera looks delicate with those split leaves and creamy patches, but it is far tougher than it appears, which makes it a great choice for anyone who forgets strict plant routines. It stays happy in medium to bright light and keeps growing even if you skip watering for a while because its roots hold moisture well enough to handle dry spells. Give it loose, well-draining soil and let it dry slightly between waterings, and it will keep climbing or trailing without demanding constant attention. Even with minimal care, the variegation stays noticeable and the plant keeps its compact shape, which makes it an easy statement piece for busy plant owners who want something rare looking without all the fuss. Fiddle leaf fig has a reputation for being dramatic, but the truth is it actually handles more neglect than people think as long as it gets steady light and a simple watering routine. Its thick leathery leaves store moisture well, so it can tolerate dry spells much better than many softer leafy plants, and it keeps its upright shape even if you forget about it for a bit. Give it bright indirect light and let the top layer of soil dry before watering, and it will stay steady without needing daily check-ins or complicated care charts. With just a little consistency, this plant becomes a strong, slow-growing statement tree that looks high maintenance but quietly survives on far less attention than its reputation suggests. Monstera Esqueleto may look exotic with its dramatic cutout leaves, but it is surprisingly tolerant when you forget to stick to a perfect care routine, which makes it great for busy plant owners. It grows well in medium to bright light and keeps developing those wild perforations even if you miss a watering because its roots hold enough moisture to handle dry periods without stressing. Give it airy, well-draining soil and water only when the top layer dries out, and it will stay healthy without needing constant attention. Even with minimal effort, it keeps its unique skeleton-like leaf pattern, which makes it one of the easiest rare monsteras for people who want something striking without having to babysit it. Monstera is one of the most forgiving houseplants you can own because it handles missed waterings and shifting light better than most tropical plants, which makes it perfect for people who get busy and forget routine care. It grows steadily in medium to bright light, and its thick stems store enough moisture to survive longer dry spells without dropping leaves. Give it loose, well-draining soil and water only when the top layer feels dry, and it will keep pushing out those iconic fenestrated leaves without demanding your constant attention. Even with simple, low-effort care, it grows into a bold, leafy plant that looks high-end while quietly thriving on the kind of neglect that would stress out more delicate houseplants. Adenium, also known as desert rose, is built for low-effort care because it stores a huge amount of water in its swollen trunk, which lets it survive long dry periods without any trouble, making it perfect for people who forget to water. It grows best in bright light and even enjoys several hours of direct sun and still keeps its bold shape without needing daily attention. Use fast-draining soil and let it dry completely between waterings, and this plant will stay healthy while producing thick, glossy leaves and sometimes even those bright funnel-shaped flowers. Its natural ability to handle drought and neglect comes from its desert habitat, which means it thrives on the kind of simple hands-off care that busy plant owners appreciate. String of pearls is one of the easiest trailing succulents for forgetful plant owners because each bead stores water like a tiny reservoir, letting the plant handle long dry spells without losing its shape. It grows well in bright indirect light, and even a bit of morning sun helps it stay firm and round while still surviving if you miss a few watering days. Give it fast-draining soil and water lightly only when fully dry, and it will keep trailing longer strands without needing constant attention. Its natural drought tolerance comes from its sandy habitat, which makes it perfect for anyone who wants unique hanging greenery that thrives on simple hands-off care. Prayer plant is far more resilient than people think because its thick roots hold moisture well, which lets it bounce back even if you forget to water for a bit, making it great for anyone with a busy schedule. It handles medium light easily and keeps moving its leaves up and down throughout the day even when care is not perfect, which shows how adaptable it really is. Give it loose, well-draining soil and water when the top layer starts to dry, and it will stay vibrant without demanding constant attention. Even with minimal effort, its patterned leaves stay colorful, and its nightly leaf folding adds a little life to any room, making it one of the most rewarding low-maintenance plants for people who want beauty that thrives on simple care. Thanks for hanging out with me and checking out these plants that basically take care of themselves because life is already busy enough without babysitting a whole jungle. If you want a home that feels fresh and green without adding pressure to your daily routine, these plants are the perfect place to start. Try a few of them out and you will see how easy it is to keep your space looking alive even on your busiest weeks. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, like, and drop a comment because it really helps the channel grow, and I would love to hear which plant you are bringing home next.